everywhere. Welcome to Valley Forge Casino and Resort here in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania for live coverage of the 2021 ACL Final Chase. It is day one, which means it is Pro Singles Day. Qualifying play going on all day long. And now we are down to just the final 8. After we get through our final 8, we will be on to the Pro Singles semifinals and final, which will be on tonight at 9 Eastern on ESPN2. I am Trey Ryder, joined alongside Mr. Bernie Neighbors for this Pro Singles broadcast. And Bernie, man, have there been some great matches going on today all day long.
You know what I'm excited about, Trey? Watching the matches all day, some of the names that folks will see tonight may not be familiar. And so that's super exciting to get some fresh faces on the broadcast. Can't wait.
Definitely some new faces, maybe not completely new faces to the entire sporting world, but those that are making their breakout performances on this season. And I think we're gonna kick it off with one of those matchups immediately. So we're still waiting on some of the play-in competitors here, but we have decided our first quarterfinal or bracket final, if you will. And the first one up will be between Isidro Herrera and Tony Smith, with Isidro Herrera coming out of the winner's bracket, meaning that he will have to be beaten twice by the young gun Tony Smith. So they're going to throw one more time down, and then we will be live on the back end. We're going to get some last-minute warm-ups in. Tony Smith coming all the way, well, I shouldn't say all the way. We are in Pennsylvania, coming from Connecticut. Isidro Herrera coming from Illinois. Herrera, long-tenured player here in the ACL, and Tony Smith, a rookie here, trying to make a splash on the scene for the first time.
Trey, one of the great motions in all of Cornhole is Isidro Herrera. No wasted movement whatsoever. Straight back, straight through. I love watching him play.
If Trey Birchfield is the robot, then Isidro Herrera is the machine.
The machine.
Mechanical in nature.
Yep.
And I'll let you take it, Bernie.
These bags are live.
See, sometimes I let you have it, and sometimes I steal it from you.
Know.
Either way, first bag delivered by Tony Smith of the match, and it is in the hole. Both players throwing Reynolds. Tony Smith throwing, of course, the pro advantages. Looks like Isidro Herrera also throwing those, if I can get a decent look at them, but I believe those are also pro advantages.
Tony Smith, a player you've been high on all year. You were talking about Tony back in January, finally maybe having his breakout moment on the season.
Well, I think part of it is with the new season, they came new boards and new bags because of the most recent development to the bag policy. So because of that, we saw players really have to deal with some slick conditions, and slick conditions do not benefit Tony Smith. They're just not his style of play. He likes to muddy up the game. He likes to play the roll shot, as you see right there. He likes to mess around a lot with those different shots. And so I think the first half of the season, dealing with the combination of those two factors is part of the reason he hasn't really made the breakout. But today, with the board conditions being a little bit slower, I wouldn't classify them as tacky per se. Meanwhile, Isidro Herrera goes up, does knock one in, but going to give a single point to Tony Smith. As I was saying, because the conditions are a little bit slower, allowing him to do a little bit more of what he wants to do, it explains why he's made such a strong run here, especially after losing very early to the 11-year-old Ian Cripps.
I actually had that game on the secondary broadcast court. And Ian was in control of that pretty much from start to finish. There was a little trade-off early, but Ian kind of had control of that. So to see Tony, he must have just been barreling through people the rest of the afternoon.
Well, I personally watched him destroy Cody Henderson, then destroy Eric Davis, then destroy Jay Rubin.
Wow.
I mean, just back to back to back. Now, in his last game to get to this point, it was a barn burner between him and Matt Stout. It was back and forth, and in the end, Tony Smith was just able to kind of outlast Matt Stout, if you will. It was all the way down to the end, but Tony Smith certainly has been hot. Now, the one thing I had concern with, and I noticed it in warm-ups, I haven't seen it affect him yet, but certainly these boards in here
lightning fast.
I don't know if they're lightning, but they're faster than what have been played in the other room. I mean, it's a smaller room in here. You don't have to have the air conditioning for an entire facility. It's going to be faster on these boards. So that was the one question mark I had from Tony Smith. Now, obviously, up 7-0, he's playing well at the moment.
He seems to have adjusted to that speed a little bit better than Isidro. Isidro seems to be struggling, maintaining, trying to hold his bags back almost when they're on the board. Because he's had at least one fly off the back, and it's almost as if he's trying to pull them back a little bit, not giving his normal forward motion on his shots. If that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense, Bernie. It makes perfect sense. Still 7-0. Tony Smith again. So to recap how the brackets lay out, our entire pro singles division is divided into 4 brackets, 4 double elimination brackets. If you win one of the 4 brackets, you advance into a single elimination playoff to be crowned champion. So this is one of those 4 bracket finals that we were talking about. So Isidro Herrera is undefeated in this bracket, meaning he has no losses. Tony Smith, suffering the 1 loss, has to beat Isidro Herrera twice if he wants to advance into that playoff.
Let me ask you this, Trey. Do you feel if, like, sometimes when we get these professionals in situations where they have to be double dipped and the first game starts to get away from them a little bit, don't you see their concentration just kind of drop? It's like, all right, you know what? Let me get through this game, and we'll get on to the real one.
Yeah, sometimes they almost want to reset. It almost becomes an annoyance to try to have to fight all the way back just to not be able to do it. Whereas if you're down kind of in that one single game, and it's a single game appearance, then you're like, well, I have to. I have no other choice.
Right.
So I still think they should be fighting all the way through. It's a natural tendency to kind of let your guard down.
Yeah, kind of a human nature thing. And there it is again, bag just right off the back. And watching Isidro all afternoon, that just wasn't happening over on the floor. It didn't happen.
Tony Smith up to a 9-0 lead. Did get confirmation that looks like Devin Harbaugh has defeated Matt Guy 23-5.
Wow.
So the next bracket final that we will show here on this feature court will be between Devin Harbaugh and Eddie Grindersleeve.
How about Eddie Grindersleeve?
Steady Eddie, easy Eddie, whatever you want to call him. He just throws bags in the hole.
Man, good showing from Eddie.
Opportunity again for Isidro Herrera. Seems like there's been a couple times that Tony Smith has left the door open, but Isidro has not capitalized, but finally he does get on the board there. Looks like it's going to be a 2-point round to make it 9-2.
I mean, 9-2 is a pretty big lead, but don't you feel like, just from watching this, that Tony's up more than 9-2?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It does feel like a pretty big lead here. If we look at statistics for these two players up to this point, Isidro Herrera through this entire tournament, a 9.90 points per round average. Second in the entire tournament, only to your girl, Cheyenne Renner at the 10-4. She was eliminated earlier, but still having a very strong finish there. What I find very interesting, Tony Smith is about maybe 15th on the list. He's at 9.28. It shows you how, quote, dirty of a game that he's playing.
Yep.
But if you look at his DPR, differential per round, how many points is he scoring against his opponent each round? Over a 1.02. Shows you how dominant he's been.
To me, that statistic is more valuable. I know a lot of players and people go off the PPR. The DPR, to me, seems to be a more valuable statistic.
I've gone back and forth on this, and my ultimate feeling is that it is a combination of the two. If I'm playing against you, Bernie, and you're throwing 3 bags off the side of the board and my DPR is a 2.0, am I really throwing that well?
Right.
So there has to be some level of combination of both the PPR that's saying, hey, both players are throwing very well, but this player is also doing that much better than their opponent.
Don't confuse me with the facts, Trey.
Tony Smith trying to go in here, and he does. Gets a little bit of love there.
I feel like Isidro's in this match now. It's 9-5. I feel like he's gotten his footing. It seemed like he was a little shaky to start, and he's kind of found his way.
Absolutely. 9-5, and especially in a game where he only has to. I mean, he just has to win this game. He doesn't have to mess around with a second game unless he absolutely has to. The only way he would do that is if he conceded this first one.
By the way, folks at home, I really wish they could see this venue. This might be the best venue we have all year.
Yeah, and it's starting to fill in here. It was a little bit quiet as we got in just because we were still waking our way through bracket play. Everybody in the other building was kind of seeing how games were playing out. But when everybody fills in here, this second level, this balcony shot will be really special for that 9 p.m. broadcast tonight.
Absolutely. Looks like Devin Harbaugh finally made his way in. Looks like he was sprinting his way over.
Yep, Devin Harbaugh and Eddie Grindersleeve going to be going head-to-head in the next matchup. Still trying to go through the other brackets and see who we're going to get in the other few. In bracket A, we have 4 players left. We have Mike Harvey. We will see Mike Harvey at one point tonight. He did win the winner's bracket of his bracket. But we got 3 more others trying to vie for that last spot that we'll see here on this court. Damon Dennis, Alan Rockwell, and James Baldwin, all potential candidates to join Mike Harvey in that bracket final.
Alan Rockwell, huh? Rocky making it through, possibly. By the way, Matt Harvey found me and gave me all the credit for him making it through. By the way.
Mike is too nice.
Mike
is too nice. Meanwhile, it is 9-7, 9-7 here. Again, in the other bracket that we haven't kind of come to a conclusion on yet, Ryan Windsor, we will see him at some point tonight. He won the winner's bracket in bracket B. Ryan Smith and Steven Bernasette going head-to-head right now for a chance to play Eric Anderson. So
Eric Anderson has been on fire today.
Yes, on fire. So getting down to the end here, just trying to get down to our final 4 is who we'll show later this evening. Great collect there by Tony Smith. Let's see if he can go in for an impressive double 4-bagger, trying to hold on to this lead. And he's not able to do that.
Just like that, we are tied at 9.
What felt like a huge lead by Tony Smith at the beginning of the game. Almost kind of that Frank Modlin at the Austin Pro Shootout-esque.
Yeah.
Felt like Frank Modlin was down so many points, and then he's just able to claw his way back in to win.
And there's some, once again, we've had this conversation, maybe 2.5 million times, when you have some of the younger players that like to throw, your roll shots, your fancier shots, if you will, going up against guys that, of course, now that I'm getting ready to talk well about Isidro, he throws another one off the back, and he's got one off to the right.
Yeah,
so.
Tony Smith would prefer that you keep talking about Isidro.
But, he doesn't – you don't necessarily have to have all those shots. You just don't. To be successful.
Honestly, Bernie, though, that's a huge 3.
That is a
huge 3 because not only do you kind of stop this run that Isidro's on, but then you also give yourself a decent lead.
Yeah. You could actually see Tony kind of take a deep breath. He's like, all right, finally, that run's done. I'm good. I'm okay still.
And that is short left there. Oh, my word, Tony Smith.
How good was that?
That was just ridiculous. That bag was, way up the board. Isidro Herrera's got a chance here to go in. He goes off the back, and honestly, you just felt like Tony Smith deserved to get a point here.
Yeah, that shot was too good.
Look at this again. All the way right at the top of the Johnson. Not only was that a far place to push it, but he also had to kind of grab and collect because it wasn't right in his lane. He had to do a step out there.
Exactly.
Great shot by Tony Smith.
I'm going to save my phrase, but that was worthy of it. I think you know the phrase I'm talking about.
I know what you're loading up for over there. That is a picture-perfect block going up by Herrera and nails it. Flop shot by Tony Smith, just gets kicked a little bit. Herrera going up again and cannot capitalize, and now does it become a push or a flop by Smith? He's going flop or roll. Leaves it a little bit short. Herrera going again and hits another airmail.
Yeah, Isidro's got to feel a little bit unlucky that he wasn't able to collect that bag with those 2 airmails.
I can't believe it did not go. With how slick the conditions are, it really just felt like it was going to fall no problem.
They were too good. Those airmails were actually too good.
Too good. I wish I had that problem, Bernie.
Yeah, that is not a problem I ever run across. Isidro kind of losing it again. He's kind of just a little bit off.
Now, how aggressive is Tony Smith? He's going up immediately, and those are still both question mark bags. I think front right, front right definitely goes. Does he go again? He's going again, and he gets it that time. Tony Smith, 2 straight shots to get it in. Now he can go into guarantee 4 and sign him up.
You know what, folks? That was professional cornhole.
We had to wait a couple rounds, but another couple pair of fantastic shots by Tony Smith, and now he's up 17-10.
That's just ridiculous how good that. Well, that was the first one. Still, I mean, how good was that shot?
I mean, he's just on fire right now. He kind of came out big lead. Then the middle part kind of just almost got a little lazy or something. I mean, just wasn't really executing at a high level, and then boom, just turned it on these past few rounds again. Now, is he feeling it again to go after that bag, or does he leave it alone?
I think he's going. Oh.
He chooses to leave it alone.
Interesting.
I think conservative birdie neighbors would like it in that instance because Isidro Herrera gives it back to him to give him a couple more points.
You know what? That's why I talk about it that way, Trey.
Yep.
Conservative play tends to
not
Bernie,
you know what?
kill you.
I can't give you credit for it this time because you went against yourself.
I did.
No, you don't get points for that.
I did go against myself because he was throwing so well. I figured the airmail was coming.
I can't believe you, Bernie. I cannot believe you right now.
I have to stick to my guns better.
That's another amazing collect because that bag's on the slick side. It's as good as in. It's going to fall eventually. And right now, Isidro Herrera feeling like he's got to go up, and he does hit the airmail. That might be a game-saving airmail at the moment, but this has got to be in as well, and it is a double 4-bagger. Isidro Herrera had to hit the airmail drag to stay in the game. Here you see it again. Has to clip that lip of the bag in the hole, and does so.
That's so good. That's just so good.
It is quite good, Bernie neighbors. Quite good.
Don't you feel like Isidro's always been kind of a sneaky, great player?
Yes. He's one of the best players in the world that's just always, always underrated.
Yes, for sure.
He does not get enough. And part of it might be because, one, he's so quiet.
Yeah.
But, two, because he plays with Ryan Windsor. That's just one of those players that's always been elite. It's like being it's being the partner to an elite level player that can sometimes become so much pressure, and it just, I don't know, it makes you fly under the radar a little bit.
No, for sure. But he's always been one of my favorite players to watch because it's so smooth. It's so rhythmic.
Meanwhile, another big round here. And normally I'd say that bag has kind of caused some problems, but at the rate that Tony Smith has been collecting bags. Now, that was a wonderful bully bag there by Isidro Herrera because it did prevent the collect attempt by Tony Smith. Might be a way for Isidro Herrera to steal a couple points here. Can go in for 2. And he does get it, and he'll get first bag.
How important, we've talked about this before, how important is that first bag? I think at this level it becomes monumentally important.
So important. And you know, for those that are just getting into the sport or just trying to learn it themselves, so many people, that was one of the questions they asked, why is it better to have first bag? Well, it's because if you choose to, you can establish hole control. You can put a bag in front of the hole. If you want to make your opponent chase you, you can do that. You are dictating how the round is played. Absolutely. No matter what your opponent does, they have to respond to whatever you do. So if I put a block in front of the hole, my shot percentage when I threw was wow. Meanwhile, Isidro Herrera feeling like he has to go after it, and I don't disagree. He's going to go up again, and it doesn't drag. And now all of a sudden this becomes in for the win in game 1 for Tony Smith, and he gets it right there. Tony Smith forces a winner-take-all game 2 in the Bracket C finals for a chance to get to that pro singles single elimination playoff. Wow, 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 Bernie.
How solid was Tony Smith in that game? With the collects, just the big shots. I mean, how solid was he?
As solid as it gets. They do the bag spin, the cornhole version of a coin flip. Tony Smith wins it, and he's ready to go. He cannot get this next bag out of his hand quick enough. He is ready to start game 2, and it's in.
I think these first 2 rounds are very important for Isidro. I don't think he wants to get behind again. I think he has to let Tony Smith know that he's with him at this point. He can't afford to fall down 9-2 again and try to fight his way back.
And is a double 4-bagger there to start this game.
What? No love for the double 4-bagger?
If we look at that last matchup, Tony Smith at 1 point, hitting 16 in a row. That was his longest streak. Tony Smith a 10.05 points per round in that first matchup.
Not too bad. Not too bad for someone that's playing kind of a dirtier game, right?
I'll say it's I. It's I.
That's I.
Meanwhile, I did get confirmation that Ryan Smith has eliminated Steven Burness. Meanwhile, wow.
Unreal.
It's like when you would try to talk about other things while Tony Smith is playing, it's just like you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss something.
you're missing something amazing. Yeah. Hey Tony, slow down. We've got things to talk about.
Yeah.
Over here.
I was just gonna say Ryan Smith has eliminated Steven Burnessett in bracket B, so we are down to our play-in game. Ryan Smith is taking on Eric Anderson right now. So the winner of that will take on Ryan Windsor in the bracket finals of bracket B.
If Eric Anderson's playing like he's played all afternoon, that's going to be a tough matchup for Ryan.
First opportunity really for points here. Tony Smith going to get the first points of game number 2.
Put him on the board. Blood is drawn.
Things are a little out of hand already today here in the venue.
2 points for Tony Smith, out to an early lead. And that is a block.
Oh, that was kind of unlucky.
And
Wow.
this is what Tony Smith just loves to do. He puts up a block. He's going to roll 2 bags in a row, going over his, forcing his opponent into air mails. And then can he clean it up for a big push? He can. What a clinical round by Tony Smith. And that is a 10 spot, Bernie Neighbors.
You get a double number like that against another professional, but like if you were to draw up how professionals should play cornhole, that was it.
Put it on tape. Tony Smith, 10 spot. Big Tone, as they call him. What a round.
Now, what do you do now if you're Isidro Herrera? Because you have to feel that. You have to feel that 10.
That was a third round. Everybody's going back and forth. Everybody's jabbing, and just an absolute haymaker that literally knocks your opponent down. And now you're flustered. I mean, that's a great response right there for Isidro Herrera. I mean, he misses that. All of a sudden, we blink and it's 17-0 if he misses that airmail.
Yeah,
But Tony Smith right now is locked in.
I really wish we could see another round like that, because that's exactly how you're supposed to play this game. Literally exactly like it. For those of you at home that are more recreational, rewind that, because that's exactly how you're supposed to play this game.
I mean, people would. You watch film tape on rounds like that.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what you do in your backyard to practice. And he just came on the big stage and did it. Now, Isidro Herrera can get on the board, and he is going to do it. feels like the first miss in forever for Tony Smith.
Isidro at 3.
Well, because it has been the first miss in forever. I mean, he's just been locked in.
Tony Smith, that was his first miss of the game.
That's not bad, is it?
He had hit 20 in a row to start this game. Isidro Herrera is down 12-3 while throwing a 10.0 points per round in this game right now.
What is the famous expression? Tens don't what?
Tens don't score.
Perfect example. It looks like we're about to have another example. Ooh, a 5 spot.
And just like that, in a game that felt like it was
Over.
almost over.
Yeah.
That would be a fast spot.
Isidro Herrera now has shortened the gap between him and Tony Smith just to 12-8.
You've got to have a giant sigh of relief if you're Isidro Herrera right now, because with that 10 spot, this game could have, for all intents and purposes, felt like it was over, and now you're right back in the thick of it.
But I'll say this much. When bags go in front of the hole, in general, those have been big scoring rounds for Tony Smith.
Yep.
And there we go, another wash.
On the side court today, I was doing with Todd McComas, and we were talking about, I think sometimes watching the pros, and there's a big exchange. You have a 10 spot, you have a 5 spot. There seems like there's a big exchange of points. That it's almost like they kind of it's almost like they psychologically agree to throw a couple of double 4 baggers, just to take a
just to break up the action. Yeah.
Another chance to get 2.
This has been really impressive from what I've seen from Isidro Herrera to just be in this game right now. This is a lot of pressure on this shot right here by Tony Smith, and he does it again.
Wow.
This is like what we saw from Eric Davis against Frank Modlin last week. I know Eric Davis didn't get that win, but these shots time after time by Tony Smith, that is not easy to do, ladies and gentlemen. On slick boards, to avoid that bag while also pushing in your own is just flat out impressive.
That's so good. I mean, it's hard for me to fathom to be that good at anything, actually. But your comparison with the Eric Davis Frank Modlin match is like those shots felt like they were worth 5 points, and that was a wash.
Right. Now Tony Smith, I was going to say Isidro Herrera did an amazing job to bring that bag and push it, bully it out of the way, if you will. But you just wonder, does he go after it? I think in this case you don't. I think maybe you try to sneak in that left side.
I mean, he's got about 60% of the hole available. Oh.
Tried to sneak in there, but instead will give up the 3, and now it is a 1-point game.
Do you not feel that now the pressure has completely been turned on its head, because you felt 12-0 that this match was just, he was going to run away with it.
Right.
And now it's 12-11.
Right.
He's got to feel all the pressure.
Another bag just pushed off to that right side.
Oh, he gave it back.
He does, in fact, give it back. Ooh, another push, and just like that, we have a lead change. Tony Smith enters the game, starts this game, throwing 20 in a row out to a 12-0 lead. And just like that, 13-12.
If you would have walked in this building after that 10 spot from Tony Smith, would you have found a single one of these people that said, oh, yeah, Isidro's got this?
No. And I don't think anybody in the comments section would have said so either. Comments section is a big Tone fan.
Big Tone.
Did just get a truck update. Damon Dennis eliminates Alan Rockwell in that bracket A
Looks like a wild.
matchup.
So Damon Dennis is playing well? Is that what you're telling me? That's a shocking report.
Yep. No shock to anybody that Damon Dennis is still in this tournament. He is taking on James Baldwin as we speak for a chance to get to their bracket final.
A player that you've always been on the fan club for, James Baldwin. Another chance. Wow. This game. Oh, he followed him. What did our colleague with girls throw two? What did she call that? The players are now what was it? I can't. Directional fixation or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say mental fixation.
Something. Yeah, I cannot remember exactly how it was, but it seems like both players did that.
Shot fixation.
I can't remember.
But that is going to be a big round, and it just felt like Tony Smith was going to win this game too, like no problem. And now all of a sudden, he's up against the ropes.
Is that a 17-point run from Isidro?
It is. Wow. 17-point run. We're going to learn a lot about the young Tony Smith in these next few rounds.
And if anything, we learned a lot about Isidro responding to that 10 spot.
Seriously.
That is crazy.
Although, in fairness, if you take away the 10 spot, and I know you're like, Trey, you can't take away a 10 spot. I'm just saying,
yeah,
if you eliminate the one single round, this has got to be in. Ooh. Ooh, and that bag just falls back in.
Isidro Herrera is not one to give you a lot of emotion, but for him, it was a scream the way his eyebrows just raised.
Look at
with
this. That bag has to come back if Tony Smith is going to stay in this game. That's, I was in the middle of saying, Isidro Herrera now 19-2 run. 19-2, this is the score of this game if you take away the 10 spot.
That's a good point. It is a good point. It's hard. You can't really get rid of a 10 spot, but Isidro's essentially dominated this game except for one round.
Oh, Tony Smith goes for the airmail. Now a push here by Isidro Herrera. If he can get bags in, that could clinch it for him. This puts Tony Smith in a really difficult position.
Oh,
and now clean it all up, and Isidro Herrera wins it, and that is essentially going to do it. It has to do something crazy, and cannot Isidro Herrera outlast the young gun after a big 10-point round to come back in game 2 and get the win to advance to the Final Four playoff of pro singles. Wow, what a pair of games.
I honestly would have never guessed that would have happened. Honestly, after that 12-point run, that 10 spot, never would have guessed it.
All right, we'll be back after this with more pro singles action live from Valley Forge.
Try Bush's sweet heat baked beans with that pop of jalapeno heat. And boom! Your regular old Thursday night is a jalapeno night. Bush's makes any night beautiful.
And spicy.
At Johnsonville, we've often wondered, how can burgers and dogs be our national tradition when you can't even spell sausage without USA? Exercise your right to mix it up and throw on some Johnsonville sausage, because freedom is delicious. Your backyard deserves the best. For a limited time, buy Johnsonville sausage or Bush's baked beans for a chance to win a Pit Boss grill, professional cornhole boards, and sausage and beans for a year. Learn more at bestofthebackyard.com.
AllCornhole.com has the largest online selection of cornhole bags for players of all levels. Through years of research and development, AllCornhole.com is the perfect bags for even pro-level players. With over 4 unique series to choose from, including Game Changers, All Slides, Slide Rights, and Steadies, you'll be sure to find the right bags to dominate the competition. Whether you're looking for bags for family gatherings, competitive league night, or the pro circuit, go to AllCornhole.com to get the perfect boards and bags for you.
In this house, we believe anyone can play and anyone can win. Where others have dropped the ball, the American Cornhole League has stepped up to the plate. Carefully crafted and trusted by players everywhere, we've set the standard for cornhole equipment worldwide. Branded with ACL Pro, ACL Competitive, and ACL Recreation stamps, look for our seal of approval to know you're making the right choice. Play like a pro with officially licensed American Cornhole League boards and bags from approved manufacturers. Visit our website to find your new game day gear.
The playoffs make every day feel like a win, but with DraftKings, every day is a win. Courtesy of DraftKings free-to-play pools playoff edition. Simply make your picks on the featured game of the day. Answer questions like who will cover the spread, which team will score first, and which players will have the most points. If you get enough right, take home your share of $250,000. So download the DraftKings app now. Use the promo code to play free for a share of $250,000 in prizes. And make it rain.
Dustin Poirier wanted a better life, built it. Wanted respect, earned it. Wanted a title, won it. Decided to change the world, doing it. You know how my man keeps accomplishing everything he sets out to do? He believes that he can. Guaranteed Rate believes in your dreams. That's why we treat everyone like we treat our own family and work extra hard to get you the lowest low rate possible. Because if you believe, you will.
Those beautiful Bush's baked beans. The delicious center of picnic table gravity that keeps the whole great barbecue universe spinning. Bush's makes the cookout
Beautiful.
Welcome back to the Valley Forge Casino and Resort here in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. ACL Final Chase, day one, pro singles all day long. What a resilient performance by Isidro Herrera in that first bracket final that we just saw. He advances to the pro singles playoff. And we need three more, Bernie. Three more to join him. Next up will be Eddie Grindersleeve and Devin Harbaugh will be the other bracket final to deliver you. And this is going to be a fun one, Bernie. Two players of similar styles, I think. They have a lot of different shots in their arsenal. Very power players, and I think it's going to be interesting.
You are the bag master here between the two of us, Trey. Whose bags is Devin playing with?
Well, those are actually, so Devin Harbaugh is throwing the Trey Birchfield
That's what I thought.
signature Surefires, Lucky Bag Surefires. So it does suit Devin Harbaugh's game to throw the Surefires. They are a slower bag, another a bag that allows for flopping and rolling and things like that. Eddie Grindersleeve, of course, throwing BG. We'll look here in a second to see if he's throwing the Vikings or the Wizards. We'll look at that in a second. First bag by Devin Harbaugh, and it's just a hair left.
Eddie Grindersleeve, one of the nicest guys on our tour. Always finds a way to make it happen. He's a super nice guy. We've done some events on our college tours in Austin. Eddie's been the first one to help us out in any way possible. So one of the great guys on tour. So I'm happy to see him here getting some love on the ACL Digital Network and ESPN3. Devin going up, taking a chance, wasn't able to pull it off. Big Eddie's just going to lay up. It's going to take a wash.
That would be a messy wash.
The 4-4 wash. That's a very unusual wash.
Ever seen that kind of wash? 4-4?
Finally getting some bags in the hole here. Ooh, bag short, unusual. We have our technical issues solved, Trey. Trey has to do pretty much everything here on the broadcast. He's got to fix the scoreboard, fix the pad for the scoring. He has to deal with me on the microphone. He's got to keep track of the action.
You're great for keeping us alive here, Bernie. That's what I needed. I needed from you. Eddie Grindersleeve goes for a big airmail there, but ends up pushing in a bag. Looks like it's going to be 3 for Devin Harbaugh.
3 for Harbaugh.
3 for Harbaugh. It is interesting to note the difference. I mean, a lot of folks that have been staying with us throughout the summer and they've seen our shootouts and everything's been round limited. The differences in the way the pros approach those games as compared to playing the regulation game to 21. Just a different style of thinking their way through the games.
Yeah, these play to 21 games. I mean, they're just different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in a 10-round format, who knows? Tony Smith may win that last game.
Yeah.
I mean, a Big Ten spot in a 10-round game, it's tough to overcome. But I mean, you played at 21. That's what makes the difference. Eddie Grindersleeve able to recover there after a tough start.
And there are certain players in our game that are just more geared to come back. And it's harder to come back in a round-limited game, whereas to 21, you've got more time.
Again, Devin Harbaugh coming out of the loser's bracket, meaning that he would have to win twice in order to advance to that singles playoff. Eddie Grindersleeve just has to win the single game.
I've always been in the mindset that if I was in that king seat, as everyone likes to say, that I would like to win that first game. To not have to deal with the pressure of playing again. I mean, it has to have an effect on you mentally, I think.
That's 2 airmail attempts and 2 misses, a little bit short. And it is 5-0. Yeah, it is 5-0 here. Devin Harbaugh. That's what I wanted to see.
Having some fun here on the broadcast today. Kind of waiting for Eddie to get his footing in this match.
Yeah.
It seems like he's just a touch off.
Yeah, you just kind of waiting to see if he's gonna make a big run. He played last game he played coming out of that winners bracket final, played against Matt Guy and had a pretty strong performance against Matt Guy. Went up 13-0 on him. Matt Guy came back into it a little bit, but for the most part, it was a pretty solid performance. And man. Have you left the jinxing and gone into the perfect setup, Bernie? Look at you.
I'm changing my ways, Trey.
Got tired of just jinxing everybody?
I mean, I can't use my superpowers all the time. I have to leave them alone. I love watching Devin throw bags due to his high spin rate. It's such a high spin rate.
The tablet says it's 5-4 to Harbaugh, just as a heads up.
Because he got 4 on that last round.
Oh, and what a great collect there. 9-4 the score.
Back and forth we go.
9-4, Harbaugh.
There's a perfect example of that high spin. Both players with such a high spin rate with their bags.
And right now, I think these players in particular might be struggling a little bit, again, with maybe a little bit slicker conditions, just a hair.
Oh, Eddie short again. Is that his second bag short?
Yeah. Harbaugh again in.
And I think that's to your point that he's struggling with the speed of the board, so he's trying to land shorter on the board, and that brings in throwing it short.
Got to go in just to limit it, and Eddie Grindersleeve does, but it's going to be 5 points here for Devin Harbaugh. 14-4 the score.
And this is another one of those instances we were talking about it in the last match with the first game. When you've got a match to give, you get down 14-4, do you really buckle down and try to struggle your way through, or do you just kind of have that let up, the human nature let up, like, I've got one to spare, I might as well just let it. Not that you're going to give up, but you're going to maybe take a few more risks than you normally would.
Ooh, that bag hit the dead spot, going to force Grindersleeve into an airmail, and there is the airmail that Eddie Grindersleeve has been waiting for.
With a hard push, chance for 5.
This is a big chance for 5 points here by Eddie Grindersleeve, and a little bit of love coming back in there. Just gets that back lip of the hole and falls back in, and that's what he needed right now. 14-9.
Kind of almost feels like that those points may have gotten him in the match. At least whether he wins this particular game or not, I think he feels like he's back in the match now. Trey, let me ask you a question. Do you feel like Devin Harbaugh's ever come down from his experience with Super Hole 2? He had such a good time.
He really did. Oh, wow. There's the drag. Oh, another bag off the back there. Now will Harbaugh go in? Oh, no, he's going to go up again, and he drags Grindersleeve's bag with him. That's super aggressive. This could be another 5-point round, and it is. 5-point round, up 19-9. Watch this again. Here's the first one to drag the one in front right over that wizard, and then again the surefire.
That is so good.
Takes the wizard in with it. Great round by Devin Harbaugh.
Yeah, Devin definitely feeling it after those two shots. So is it going to be that kind of day? Do you think, Trey, we're going to have just a double dip kind of day?
Yeah. How many times does that happen? Feels like it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Devin Harbaugh going up. Oh, he got super aggressive there. And Eddie Grindersleeve going to take advantage of the hyper aggression from Harbaugh. Going to be a single point, 19-10. Eric Anderson and Ryan Smith deadlocked at 19 right now for a chance to play Ryan Windsor in a bracket final.
How
so
good is
waiting
that
on
match?
that, yeah. Again, Devin Harbaugh, if he wins this, he advances to a sudden death winner-take-all against Eddie Grindersleeve. If Eddie Grindersleeve come back and win this game, he'll advance all the way to the single elimination playoff. But Harbaugh go in here for a wash, and he just pushes it a hair left, and okay. All right.
I ask you this all the time in these games. What's the number? What's the number that Eddie Grindersleeve has to get to put pressure on Devin?
I would say 15.
15? That makes sense.
Ooh, this is going to become an airmail game real quick. Oh, and that could be the game right there. That could decide it. Devin Harbaugh and Eddie Grindersleeve are going to have to get creative here. And I don't know if he's going to try to force or just hope a miss comes at this point. But I don't know if you can just hope for that. And now that is actually going to do it right there. Devin Harbaugh finishes with the 4-bagger. That's going to be enough to win game 1.
It almost felt like it was a concession.
Yeah.
You know, not trying to force him to do anything. It was like just a complete concession of that game, and let's move to the next game.
All right, next we're just going to stay right here.
Anderson with the big win over Ryan Smith. We just found out from the truck. That's a massive win for Eric Anderson.
So Eric Anderson going head-to-head against Ryan Windsor. That'll be up next after this game on this very court. Mike Harvey waiting on the winner of James Baldwin and Damon Dennis, who are locked at 4.
Well, with the way Damon plays, they might be playing that match till about 11.
If I don't know how many people would have pegged Damon Dennis's game to be the last one that starts. Oh wait, every single person in the building would have pegged that Damon Dennis's would be the last one to start here.
Absolutely.
0-0.
All right, fashion question, Trey. You ready?
Uh-oh, we love Bernie fashion questions.
As an older gentleman myself, I don't like the flat brim hats. I just don't like it.
Get out of here.
I don't like
Get
it.
out of
I
here.
don't
First,
like
you
it.
don't like the socks, and now you don't like the hats. Do you do anything cool, Bernie? I mean, come on.
I mean, that's my whole point. Is it really cool?
It is. You're just wrong. You're
it's just
wrong
terrible.
over there.
It's
Just
terrible.
stay over there.
It's just nonsense. I mean, now look, I don't want it. I've never been a fan either of when people get like the crazy bend of the cap. I don't like that either. But it should have a nice.
So you only like exactly the way you're wearing your hat right now. That's
exactly,
the only way to wear it. You see what he does, ladies and gentlemen? He just makes himself seem better. It is 1-0 right now. Devin Harbaugh out to an early lead.
What say you, Cornhole World? What say you about the flat brim?
I guarantee you're in the minority
I know I am,
here.
because I'm also very old.
Bag sitting in that front left side. Should be collectible, you think, either by this shot or by whatever Grindersleeve does, but he pushes and leaves the door open for a wash, and Grindersleeve capitalizes. 10-point wash, 1-0 still.
By the way, was that my old man, you kids get out of my yard moment?
Yes, that was it. That was it, Bernie. Congratulations, you played yourself. First bag here, Devin Harbaugh throwing those Trey Birchfield lucky bag surefires. Eddie Grindersleeve throwing those BG Wizards.
But another fashion trend, I do like the Burberry-esque bag.
Yeah, it is. It is sweet. You know who else likes it? The commish.
The commish loves it. He loves the Burberry bag.
Now what will Harbaugh do here? Will he go deep, or he is going to go deep, and he hits the airmail, no hesitation, opens the door for a big push by Grindersleeve, and he just gets 2 in. The airmail pays off. It is aggressive, but it works for Devin Harbaugh, and he's going to get a couple more to make it 3-0. See it again. Got to be deep. Got to hit the back lip, and he does.
You know, you and I have had these conversations time after time after time after time about when to be aggressive, when not to. I also think it's like right there, Devin Harbaugh, there was no hesitation with how aggressive he was going to be. He went after that airmail without even thinking twice about it. I've got no problem with that. But when a player sits there and thinks about it and then gets aggressive, it never pays off.
Right. Yep. I'm all for the no hesitation aggression. Devin Harbaugh locked in right now. That is going to be another 4. And right now it is 10-0. 10-0, Devin Harbaugh.
What a performance so far from Devin Harbaugh.
He is locked in right now. And I'll just let you know, Bernie, I am outraged by the number of people that are on your side in the comments right now.
That's what I'm talking about. See, look, the people know, Trey.
No, I'm not saying it's you're in the. I'm just saying like it's about 50-50 right now, which is making me angry.
So basically, it's everyone above 35s agreeing with me, and everyone under 35s.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Bernie's ill could even get on Facebook.
Oh, see, the folks at home are not hearing these jokes coming from the truck, but they are fantastic today.
Oh, wow. Meanwhile, Eddie Grindersleeve pushes another bag off the board, and just when it was the opportunity for Grindersleeve to get some points and get on the board in game 2, it's going to be a single point by Devin Harbaugh.
Deep breath there from Eddie. It's like he's trying to find in his head what he can do to cool off Devin right now.
Again, next up is going to be Eric Anderson against Ryan Windsor. Ryan Windsor coming out of the winner's bracket, Eric Anderson out of the loser's bracket.
I'm really looking forward to that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a chance to watch Eric Anderson all day and how well he's been performing. I really want. He hasn't historically done well on the main court.
Right.
And I'm really pulling for him. I'd really like to see him play well in the main court.
Tell you what, if he throws like he threw in a couple games that I was watching, watch out.
Yep. And he's made his way to the building. We're not in this venue connected to the play on the floor, so they're having to run a long way through the building to get here. He looks a little winded.
To make sure you get here in time, but again, another 4-bagger by Devin Harbaugh, and this has been a clinical performance.
Oh, I knew it was coming. I knew it. I was actually going to use it, too. I knew it was coming.
I pulled it out from under you, Bernie.
Ah, that was awesome.
James Baldwin and Damon Dennis looking to meet Mike Harvey in the final bracket that we'll be showing this evening. That game is deadlocked at 9.
That's so brutal. What do you think, Trey? What can Eddie do right now? I mean, he's got to play a little better, first off.
Ooh, there's got to be a big push here to get them all. And he just pushes. He's going to get on the board, though. Single point helps him 15-1. But I don't know. It's not block.
Right.
I honestly don't think. I mean, right now, he's missing because he's pushing a lot of bags left and right. He needs to be, he just needs to get in a rhythm. Just needs to get in a rhythm down the middle.
Yep. Well, that's not the bag you need.
Devin Harbaugh just continuing to be down the middle. And really, Eddie cannot afford another miss.
No.
Oh, and it almost was. And now this becomes a possible airmail drag to sit on 20. If he can hit it, Harbaugh's up. And just a little bit left and short. He's off the back then. Still 15-1.
Doesn't that feel like a huge wash for Eddie in a way?
Yeah. Well, he escaped.
Yeah. See if he can take advantage of that moment.
Very easily could have been 20-1.
Yep. I'm sitting here watching this, and I was, I'm wondering to myself if Eddie has that moment where Isidro was down big and just found a way to chip back.
Right.
Got a 5 spot, and then it was like 2, 2, 2, 2.
And this may be it right here, Bernie.
Yep.
Grindersleeve, and he just misses a little bit left. Could have been around a guarantee 4, and now Harbaugh may be able to sneak in.
Oh.
And he can. Wow, what looked like a round going to be set up for 4 points for Eddie Grindersleeve ends in another wash, and it's 15-1.
Yeah, here's Devin. Watch this bag almost come off the back lip, finds a way back in.
And I just can't believe he didn't drag that wizard with it.
Yeah. But walking back, you could see Eddie Grindersleeve. He's not going to show you a lot of emotion, but just shaking his head because he knew that was an opportunity.
Oh, smart. Oh, man, Devin Harbaugh just finding a way around bags, and now this is maybe give it a little nudge, a little bully on the way in if you're Devin Harbaugh. That's going to be good enough. Oh, and now this could be another opportunity for Harbaugh to sit on 20. Can't afford another miss if you're Eddie Grindersleeve. He goes in, but this is in for 5 to sit on 20, and just a little bit to the right.
Just a little bit shy.
And Devin Harbaugh is going to be up to 18 now, 18-1.
This has been impressive. It's been an impressive showing from Devin Harbaugh. Basically in this matchup, it just seems that, Devin obviously has played well, but when Eddie's had a chance to get points on the board, he just hasn't taken advantage of his opportunities.
And now how aggressive does Eddie Grindersleeve want to be? Oh, that is brutal. That just hurts. That's like just a gut punch right there.
That actually hurt me watching that.
Oh, man.
You just know.
20-1. Devin Harbaugh now just a single point away from a trip to the Pro Singles playoff. Okay, door open.
Yeah. We were talking about this on the secondary broadcast court earlier today, that when you get a big lead, is there even a reason to throw blocks? I mean, just
no.
I mean,
no,
yeah,
you
just
don't.
Go,
no,
yeah,
you
just
go
to the
bag
hole.
for bag.
Yeah, and I watched a couple people do it, and I was like, why?
Yeah, if you have a huge lead, I wouldn't even mess with it.
Yeah.
20-5 though. Eddie Grindersleeve gets 4. He's going to have first bag for the remainder of the game.
Ooh.
But that could clinch it. Now,
Yeah.
as long as Devin Harbaugh's 4 bags can outscore Eddie Grindersleeve's 3, Devin Harbaugh is going to advance and join Isidro Herrera in that singles playoff.
You know, sometimes you don't have your game and your opponent's just too good, and that's kind of what happened to Eddie in this matchup.
Got to be in for Grindersleeve, and now in for the win for Devin Harbaugh. And he's in. That will do it. Devin Harbaugh takes down and double dips Eddie Grindersleeve to advance to the Pro Singles playoff here at the 2021 ACL Final Chase, joining Isidro Herrera in that single limb playoff. All right, we'll be back here with more live action from Valley Forge. 2 more players to qualify for the Pro Singles playoff. We'll be back.
Try Bush's Sweet Heat baked beans with that pop of jalapeno heat. And boom! Your regular old Thursday night is a jalapeno night. Bush's makes any night beautiful.
And spicy.
At Johnsonville, we've often wondered, how can burgers and dogs be our national tradition when you can't even spell sausage without USA? Exercise your right to mix it up and throw on some Johnsonville sausage, because freedom is delicious. Your backyard deserves the best. For a limited time, buy Johnsonville sausage or Bush's baked beans for a chance to win a Pit Boss grill, professional cornhole boards, and sausage and beans for a year. Learn more at bestofthebackyard.com.
AllCornhole.com has the largest online selection of cornhole bags for players of all levels. Through years of research and development, AllCornhole.com is the perfect bags for even pro-level players. With over 4 unique series to choose from, including Game Changers, All Slides, Slide Rights, and Steadies, you'll be sure to find the right bags to dominate the competition. Whether you're looking for bags for family gatherings, competitive league night, or the pro circuit, go to AllCornhole.com to get the perfect boards and bags for you.
In this house, we believe anyone can play and anyone can win. Where others have dropped the ball, the American Cornhole League has stepped up to the plate. Carefully crafted and trusted by players everywhere, we've set the standard for cornhole equipment worldwide. Branded with ACL Pro, ACL Competitive, and ACL Recreation stamps, look for our seal of approval to know you're making the right choice. Play like a pro with officially licensed American Cornhole League boards and bags from approved manufacturers. Visit our website to find your new game day gear.
The playoffs make every day feel like a win, but with DraftKings, every day is a win. Courtesy of DraftKings free-to-play pools playoff edition. Simply make your picks on the featured game of the day. Answer questions like who will cover the spread, which team will score first, and which players will have the most points. If you get enough right, take home your share of $250,000 in prizes and make it rain.
Dustin Poirier wanted a better life, built it. Wanted respect, earned it. Wanted a title, won it. Decided to change the world, doing it. You know how my man keeps accomplishing everything he sets out to do? He believes that he can. Guaranteed Rate believes in your dreams. That's why we treat everyone like we treat our own family and work extra hard to get you the lowest low rate possible. Because if you believe, you will.
Those beautiful Bush's baked beans. The delicious center of picnic table gravity that keeps the whole great barbecue universe spinning. Bush's makes the cookout
Beautiful.
All right, welcome back to Valley Forge Casino here in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, ACL Final Chase Day 1. We got 2 players into the Pro Singles playoff. We have Devin Harbaugh and Isidro Herrera, and now we are looking for a third. Take a look at our brackets here. Ryan Windsor going head-to-head against Eric Anderson for a chance to get into that playoff, the semifinals of the Final Chase. Mike Harvey still waiting on that epic duel going on right now between Damon Dennis and James Baldwin. Hopefully we don't have to do too much time killing there for that one if that comes up here, depending on the pace of this game. But these bags are not yet live here by Ryan Windsor and Eric Anderson. But this is going to be a rematch, Bernie. Rematch. Ryan Windsor. Did you call that game? Did you call the Windsor Anderson first game?
I started to call it, and then Mike Morton came up and relieved me of calling that match.
Because I was going to say, because Ryan Windsor was a pretty solid performance there. Did a really great job to really hold off a hot Anderson.
Yeah.
All right, and it looks like these next bags are going to be live. I stole it from you, Bernie.
That's all right. It's okay. You can have it.
All right. First bag is going to be by the Blind Squirrel, Mr. Ryan Windsor.
The Blind Squirrel, one of the great nicknames of all time.
Yeah, just an amazing nickname.
Really interested to see how Eric Anderson plays right now.
You see that BG Viking on the backside of the hole here. We're going to learn a lot about the aggressiveness of Anderson in this game, but I think because that bag kind of pinned itself on top of Anderson's bag up top, that's why we didn't see an aggressive airmail out of the gate. Because if there's anything that Eric Anderson's going to do, it's going to be aggressive.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You name it, Eric Anderson is going to throw it in this matchup.
Who has the better role in this matchup?
Oh, no doubt Eric Anderson. No doubt. Eric Anderson's role is deadly. The question is just going to be setting yourself up on the boards that are a little bit slicker than they were in the other room, setting yourself up to be able to throw them.
Solid shoe matchup in this game, by the way. Jordans versus Yeezys. Solid shoe matchup.
Man, you know your shoes there, Bernie.
Watch out. Watch out.
6-0.
Just don't wear a flat brim hat. That's all I'm saying.
No flat brim hat, says Bernie.
Ryan Windsor's delivery has always, it almost seems like it's painful. The way he gets up on his tip, the way he gets up on his tiptoes.
Yeah, get the bag there. Just throw it. But I mean, whatever. I mean, it works.
It works. However it gets it, however he gets it there well.
And Eric Anderson on the other end, he just looks like he's going to throw the bag through a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just powerful motion.
Yep.
Whole body into it. It's almost like at the last second he has to hold a little bit back, or else he throw it through the wall on the other side of the building.
He's going to split the board in half when it gets there. But I think bigger guys kind of always look that way, though.
Right, yeah. Eric Anderson's tall. He's got a broad shoulder. I mean, he looks like a former athlete. That's what he looks like. Anderson in there for the 4-bagger. Can Windsor answer? Oh, he just hits that dead spot right there. 8-0 now is the lead for Eric Anderson.
So I guess, I mean, it's early, obviously, in this game to make this call, but we're just going to have guys double dipping all night? At least winning the first game?
Well, yeah, at least winning the first game. And the good news is, Bernie, is that Damon Dennis, well, I shouldn't say good or bad. I'm just saying the game is actually over now between Damon Dennis and James Baldwin. Damon Dennis gets the victory. So we will see Mike Harvey versus Damon Dennis.
And that is a rematch of?
ACL Pro Shootout number 3 finals, Asheville, North Carolina. Now we get to see them play to 21, and wow, Ryan Windsor pushes one off the back. Not what we expected there.
one of the things I love about Eric Anderson, I think a lot of people love about Eric Anderson, is you're not going to have to guess how he's feeling.
No. He gonna let you know. He gonna let you know. So Eric Anderson here now just up 8-3 in this game 1. Oh, and now how aggressive will Eric Anderson be? I think he's going to throw his next 2 to see what happens. There's 1. I think he wants to see how the bag behaves before he decides to go with it on that last bag.
It seems like it's moving, but is it? Yeah, there it goes.
And there it goes. That's a very smart way to wait out that bag, and Eric Anderson going to steal a couple points to make it 10-3.
It's been a very efficient 10-3 start. I don't know about you, Trey, but like, do you get a kind of a low feeling in the room right now with this matchup?
Right. It's very focused, down and back, down, down, down. And a double 4-bagger there.
Boring.
Ten to 3. Oh, there it goes. Interesting block here. We get roll by Anderson. That was the first one of the game, and it just does get kicked. And a cleanup by Windsor. He can go in for a well-earned 2 points, and he does. That's kind of the first manufactured 2 points of the game there by Ryan Windsor. He made that happen. He forced Eric Anderson into a lower percentage shot, and then he is able to capitalize on it when Anderson misses that roll shot.
It's almost as if Ryan was trying to wait out Eric's great play for a few rounds before he took a chance to get some points, if that makes any sense.
Ryan Windsor a little bit off to the left. Can Anderson bully? He pushes just a little bit deep. And now the question becomes, can Anderson or Windsor get either one of those bags in?
Interesting.
Maybe a little bit of a cut shot here by Windsor. That's exactly what he gets, and now he's too wide on the hole, but he does go in. Now Windsor likely to follow all the way through if he can, and he does. Oh, man, and that's going to be points. That is going to be significant points. Looks like 4 there for Ryan Windsor, and just like that, it's 10-9.
And that's what I meant with my last comment. It's Eric Anderson started off, and he was very hot. It was almost as if Ryan was trying to survive that heat. You know what, let me get through this, whatever the score is going to be. Let me just get past this for a second. As soon as he cools off just a little bit, I'm going to make my move.
Short there, block. Just off to the right, you wonder if Windsor can, and that is a fantastic bully. And all it did was really cause a little bit of rotation, but it took the bag from a collectible position to one that is not. But now that last bag brought it into drag ability here for Anderson, and he hits the drag. As equally good as Ryan Windsor's ability to rotate the bag out of the way. With a little bit of help from the third bag, Eric Anderson able to set up the last shot of the round for an airmail drag, and he cashes it in with a fist pump.
How good was that?
Needed it.
Good point. It's a very good point. He definitely needed that shot, because if he misses that shot, all of a sudden he might start second-guessing himself. He gets down.
Oh, and a wonderful replace there. Anderson in prime hole control position here.
Hole control. Shout out Anthony Aon.
Oh, and you wonder what he'll do with that one. Now, will Windsor try a cut to collect? This is going to be an interesting shot selection here. He's going to think about it. Do you go with the slide? Do you go with the airmail? Do you go with the roll?
I don't think this is a time to be super aggressive.
Oh, interesting. He is going to take his single point. Well,
I mean, we'll see how it turns out, but I was against being aggressive. I don't know if I was going to be that conservative.
yeah, that is interesting. In for the four-bagger, and now can Windsor answer it after giving up the single point?
Wow, that was so close. I mean,
so close to being short.
Wow. I don't know if you could tell from the angle on television, but that was so close to hitting the front of the board.
And he just pushes it up and sits in front. Now this is a big push. If anybody can push these bags, it's going to be Eric Anderson. He's got a strong, powerful throw. And that time he threw it too hard.
Yep.
Believe it or not, he threw it too hard. There's very few people in the world that could throw that bag too hard in that situation. And now an open lane for Ryan Windsor to go in for 2 points to even up the game, and he gets it. We're locked at 11.
We are all tied at
Does it feel
11.
like it? Does it feel like it, Trey, that it's tied? Didn't it seem like, Eric Anderson out to a big lead?
It did.
It's just got a weird game for some reason. It's a hard game to get a feel of, like, who's actually got control of it. Probably why it's tied, Bernie.
11-11. Oh, and that bag hanging off the right side. Can Anderson sneak in? He does. He's going to steal a couple points.
Trey, to me, as a recreational player, and like the sneak around bags that kind of come in on the back side of the hole, those are fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Because that's so much more difficult than it looks.
Yeah, because you just got to hit a certain lip.
Yeah.
Now, I'd be interested to see if Windsor goes to the block here. That's what I wanted. I wanted to see how Anderson would handle this, and flawlessly.
Like that?
Flawless. Just because you had him in such a bag game at the beginning. Now, off this main court, Anderson, you didn't want to get into that. But after you had seen him throw bag for bag for bag, do you try to make him do something different? Another double four-bagger there. These two just... 16, round number 16. Both players throwing above a 10.0 PPR in this one. It's 13-11 still. Eric Anderson in this game 1.
I'm wondering if we're going to get one of those. Now, obviously, it wasn't last round, but we get into that situation where they kind of go double four-bagger to kind of get a rest from each other, and then someone's going to make that. And then
someone sets up the block.
Yeah.
Another double four-bagger. I mean, sorry, another four-bagger. Now it's another double. It's just like at this point, it just becomes, what happens.
Both players kind of dialed in right now. I'm just waiting to see who's going to make that big move now in the middle part of the game.
Now that block, you'd love just an inch or two. Yeah. Well, I mean, it ended up maybe working out there for Windsor. Windsor trying to grab it, but I just don't think he can. Ooh, and just pushes it. Can he tie up the ball game here at 13? He can. Now we're locked at 13. Back and forth we go.
This has all the appearances of a match that's going to take us to a 1919, 2020 type game. I'm kind of master of the obvious today, Trey. I mean, obviously it does. It's tied at 13.
We still love you, Bernie.
Yeah, thank you. Another chance for points here for Ryan.
Man, he does collect. He's going to take a lead. Oh, and it was almost a 4-point lead, but he'll settle for the 2-point lead. 15-13. Ryan Windsor over Eric Anderson. A 2-point lead, now just 6 points away from advancing.
This has the feel of a uber important round for Eric Anderson.
And it is a block. Anderson going for a little jump shot, a little hop shot, whatever you want to call it. Man, it just feels like that BG Viking is going to fall in. May not even have to go after it with an airmail. You see the step out by Windsor to try to collect, and he ends up bunching it. This could be a 4-point swing now for Eric Anderson.
Oh.
In 4-4 to retake the lead.
Oh, my goodness gracious, Trey.
Oh, man. He pushed it. He's going to get a single point, but he will not get the lead. 15-14 is the score, and that just felt like a lack of focus, to be honest, Bernie.
Kind of like he let go for a second there, right?
Put a pin in that one, Bernie.
That was an important back. He's seeming to come back from it well, though. There's been times in the past, and now he has a chance to score. There's been times in the past when he's made mistakes like that, and it's haunted him the rest of the match.
He's certainly become a much stronger mental player over the past few months.
For sure.
In comparison, especially to last season, but going to be 2 points. Now Eric Anderson, 16-15.
I said it was an uber important round, and he survived the challenge.
Eric Anderson did make his debut on a national broadcast, breaking into the Final Four at the Final Chase in 2020 alongside Chad Braun. So it might just be that last national of the year. Something clicks for him.
Yeah. It seems like it's sticking on his hand as he's coming across. It's just that split second too long.
Beautiful get around there by Ryan Windsor, answered by Anderson. Ooh,
that's so
strong push by Windsor. In for 2 to take the lead right back. Count it for Ryan Windsor.
Back and forth we go.
17-16. This is a replay of that push.
They make it look so simple.
And it is not simple, I can promise you that. And now Ryan Windsor 4 points away from joining Devin Harbaugh and Isidro Herrera in the Pro Singles Playoff.
Is this the best match of the broadcast so far, you would say?
It's very back and forth.
Get up.
He asked the bag to get up. It does, in fact. Windsor trying a little bit of a get around. I think that's going to be in. So I think it's a successful shot by Windsor. Now, what will he do with this bag? He wants to kind of sit in the hole, and now an opportunity for a big push here by Eric Anderson. And he just goes deep. Interesting shot selection there. Going to concede a single point, and now Ryan Windsor just 3 points away as it is 18-16. I've been giving Ryan Windsor a hard time for the past 2 months, and the phrase I keep telling him that he laughs at every time I say it. Is Ryan Windsor going to make a broadcast one time this year?
One time.
Just one time. And he keeps saying, I'm coming, I'm going to get there. And now he finds himself 3 points away. But he does have a bag to the right, which is going to give Eric Anderson an opportunity here to tie up the game to lock it at 18. And he just hangs on and pushes it a little bit right.
That's surprising. The look on his face when he let it go, I was thinking, oh, this is tied at 18. This is going to be perfect. And he just left it right.
Ryan Windsor's still going to hang on to first bag.
Another opening for Eric Anderson. He has to start taking advantage of these.
He's down the center on that one. And now how will Ryan Windsor handle that? Is right, Bernie Neighbors. A collect there, and now how aggressive does Ryan Windsor want to be? And now he's going to take a timeout. I think this is a smart move to take a timeout, because now if Eric Anderson can find a way to get the bag in his hand in the hole, he's going to win game one. If he goes airmail, that's probably the cleanest way in the hole, but you have to hit back lip. If you throw the roll shot, you may take in Ryan Windsor's bag with you if you don't hit it perfectly. All up to Eric Anderson on this one bag to force a game two. He's going up. And he's just a hair deep. So it's going to be a 3-point round to put him on 19.
Wow.
19 to 18.
Wow. Back and forth we go.
I like the decision. I don't want the roll bag there.
I
wanted the airmail there.
Quick question, Trey. When people throw the airmail and they're long, do you feel that's a better reaction to that shot, or than when they're short, because it feels like they're pulling the string on it a little bit?
Oh, and this could be the door opening
Wow.
for Eric Anderson. Needs to finish out with the next two bags in the hole. And now this is to force a game two. And he goes in. He yells, "Don't choke." Jordan Langworthy-esque here in game one. And now we're off to game two.
That was awesome. The don't choke as soon as it left his hand.
Let's do it all again.
We got any Ryan Windsor fans in the house?
All right. Eric Anderson wins the toss, wins the bag spin, and these bags are live here in game two. Whoever wins this game right here advances to the playoff.
So the loser's bracket player has now won the first 3 games in each matchup.
Wild.
If any of that made any sense that I just said. I think you know what I was saying.
Yes. And Ryan Windsor is going to start with points here. 2-0.
He's got to have calves of steel. I mean, he's up on his tiptoes every time he shoots.
Now, it just felt like, you know, if anything, if there's any positivity, if you're Ryan Windsor coming out of a loss right there, it's that it felt like climbing a mountain for Eric Anderson just to win a game one to force a game two.
That's a very good point. And here we are. It's kind of showing a little bit here at the beginning of this matchup.
Windsor going to be a big push here, and he replaces. This is going to be interesting now. Looks like Eric Anderson will just lay up and concede 2. Going to be another 2 points for Ryan Windsor, though. That's what you're afraid of when you win such a nail biter of the first game. It's like
it's human nature to relax and come down off the adrenaline. And unfortunately, in our game, you don't have time to come down off that adrenaline. You have to be ready to go immediately.
Immediately. And this has the feeling. I don't know. It's early. I don't want to jump out too much. It just kind of has that feeling of what Isidro Herrera was doing, where it's like take a punch, take a punch, take a punch, jab, 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 jab. I mean, just jab your way back into it. And now all of a sudden, it's 8-0.
Yeah. Plenty of time, but it does have that feeling.
Ryan Windsor possibly looking to make that playoff to join his doubles partner, Isidro Herrera. If those two are that close to making the playoff together, it's like, man, I don't want to play against them in doubles tomorrow.
Yeah. By the way, the folks at home won't be able to tell, but it feels like a polar vortex is coming down right on top of me right now. It is freezing over here.
There's my Bernie neighbors just to completely divert from anything we were discussing. Now, well, here's an open opportunity here for Windsor. You wonder if he tries to take that bag on the right side, or if he just tries to lay up, or what he does. Now, Eric Anderson on the board would be a wash, but I expect a roll to come here. It's a safer version of an airmail. Here it comes. And perfectly executed there by Eric Anderson. He is so good at that shot. And like I said, a safe alternative to an airmail shot. See it again.
Look at this shot.
Angles it upward, back loaded, hits that front bag, and rolls all the way over. You may do that at a tailgate, ladies and gentlemen, but I promise that one was on purpose.
On purpose. I was going to say the same thing when I'm at home around some friends. They're like, those guys don't mean to make those shots. I was like, they absolutely mean every bit of it.
Now an opportunity, Eric Anderson maybe steal some points back. Again. Gonna be another 2, 8-4.
Give him some credit, because it felt when it was 8-0 Windsor that he kind of had control and he was starting to kind of take complete control of the match. Give Eric Anderson some credit, hanging in there, finding his way back.
Come on, throw the damn thing.
He obviously let us know what he thought about that.
Yeah, did not like that, that first shot.
He was not a fan of that first shot.
And on another opportunity, 4 points, 2 for Windsor, and he gave a little bit of a lean there. A little hard, but hit that back lip of the hole. Going to be 10-4, 11 points away now. At one point he was 4 points away, or 3 points away in the last game. Now 11 points away, but a 6-point lead. Always interesting to see what players trying to drown out any noise, any distractions with the headphones, and which ones don't. Eric Anderson not wearing them. Ryan Windsor, of course, with big headphones there.
You know, and they talk to us a lot, the ones that don't wear the headphones, because they can hear us fairly clearly.
And now will this be a push, a roll, a cut? Looks like a cut, and Anderson gets them all. I know he wanted to avoid that bag, but still an impressive shot. He'll steal a couple more, 10-6.
This is another Captain Obvious moment, but don't you feel that the first person that gets, say, a 5 spot
wins the game?
Yeah.
Absolutely. This has been 2-2, 2-2, 2. You just need to avoid the huge rounds. Ooh, and now will a roll come? Here's set up for a roll. Does kind of bring the bag a little bit closer. Strong shot, but push to the right.
Another chance. 2 more. Nice little bully there.
And it's going to be 2 more for Eric. You know what? I'll say this, Bernie. Regardless of how this ends, these two are as evenly matched as you can ask for.
That's a great way to put it.
Maybe, I mean, no. Don't look at their accolades. Don't look at the past. I'm saying today.
Today.
Right now, in this building.
Yep.
They are as evenly matched as you can get.
Yep. 100% agree. And I think they both know it. If that makes any sense. I think they both feel the same thing.
Four-bagger by Eric Anderson answered. Double four-bagger there. All right, Eric Anderson, first bag here, still down 2.
Open door.
Opportunity to tie up the game here for Eric Anderson.
Little roll here. Here it comes. No.
Kind of felt like an in-between there.
It was almost like he wasn't sold on the shot when it left his hand.
I didn't. I don't know. I don't know if he was. It didn't look like his traditional roll, so that's why I'm kind of like I'm not sure what that was. Maybe he was trying to get around it. I'm just not entirely sure.
Yeah. And that's what I meant by I don't think he was really sold on the shot because it came out of his hand weird.
And there's a roll there by Ryan Windsor.
That was pretty solid.
And that seems to be as good as in at this point by Eric Anderson. If he can collect this on this next shot. Oh, he does push it a little bit left. Going to leave the door open now, Ryan Windsor. In for 2 to make it 12-8. Oh, he just a little bit hot.
Interesting. That seems like in this particular game, each time he's had a chance to score 2 points like that, he's taken advantage of it. That seems like the first crack.
Yeah, first opportunity that we've seen. Not really taken advantage of there, but Ryan Windsor now kind of can have a chance to kind of get that back now, depending on how Eric Anderson takes this next shot. And don't know how that's going to behave. And I think they're going to stay there. You just cannot help them if you're Ryan Windsor. Don't do that. Do not do that. Eric Anderson, beautiful roll, and now he's going after it on a collect. And he cannot get him to fall. And wow, Eric Anderson got to feel like he dodged a bullet on that one.
You got to feel like you stole something there.
Replay right here. And he just pushed it a hair left. That looked like a possible 4-point round, and anytime you're backed up against the wall with 4 points and you're able to escape with a wash, that's a huge win.
Still waiting on that large number. It's just been a lot of 2s. Still waiting on that 5-point round from someone.
And that's a push left. Leaves the door open here for Windsor. In for 2. And he does get that one. He took a take a step. He's like, man, that better not miss again.
Yeah.
Nice four-bagger by Ryan.
12-8.
Does this round feel super important all of a sudden?
I think it is important, and I got a feeling Ryan Windsor might try to do something a little bit different here. No, just kidding.
Never mind.
Never mind. Replacement bag still in the front lip. Answered by Anderson, taking them all through. A 4-bagger by Windsor. A little bit of a double clutch there by Anderson, going in for the double 4-bagger and count it. Only the 10 millionth double 4-bagger of this matchup.
It's almost had a little bit of a flat feel in here because they've been so efficient.
Right, 10.29 points per round in this game right here by Ryan Windsor by going up against Eric Anderson's 10.
And that .29 is basically why he has a 4-point lead.
Right. That's exactly why. How aggressive block behind is here. That's the smart move. Going to force rolls or air mails by Anderson. Let's see what his preference is right here. Roll first, and it gets kicked. So now an opportunity possibly for an airmail drag. You want to be deep if you're Ryan Windsor. He's going up, and he hits the drag.
That's so good.
It's an important shot here by Eric Anderson. On the board, would give up 4 off the back, gives 5, goes in the hole for just 2. Obviously, he can find a way to drag a bag here. It'll be a wash. Big shot from Eric Anderson, and he's deep, and that's a 5-point round. I'm not going to steal your thunder, Bernie. I know exactly what you're thinking.
It just, what a great shot. Look at this. That's just so clutch. But like we were talking about, the first person that would get a 5-point round
feels like they have all the momentum to win.
Yeah. Thank you for helping me with my own words.
That's why we're a team, Bernie.
Yeah.
First bag sitting in front here, and now every bag becomes that much more critical. And another bag pushed left. Can't afford another miss if you're Eric Anderson, and is that it? Can Ryan Windsor clean it all up? And now, with those bags on the left-hand side, not much Eric Anderson can do besides end up in the hole. Does a good job to try to get it close, but essentially this can be for the win. If you're Ryan Windsor, barring a miracle, it's going to be an airmail drag to stay in it, and he cannot hit it. And Ryan Windsor joins his partner, Isidro Herrera, in the Pro Singles Playoff this evening at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2, as also joins Devin Harbaugh in that Pro Singles Playoff. And that was it, Bernie. The 7-point round is what did it. Up next, we got one more matchup to bring you here live from Valley Forge at the Final Chase.
Those beautiful Bush's baked beans. The delicious center of picnic table gravity that keeps the whole great barbecue universe spinning. Bush's makes the cookout
Beautiful.
The most versatile outdoor cooking machine ever. Savory wood-fired flavor. Experience Pit Boss. Hurry, get the best deals now at pitboss-grills.com.
We, the people of Johnsonville, being an American family-owned company since 1945, wish to challenge a national tradition. Burgers and hot dogs? We think it should be burgers and sausage. Where hot dogs kind of always taste the same, we make our sausage with 100% premium pork in dozens of full, juicy flavors. And isn't delicious variety the best part of freedom? So grill up some Johnsonville, America, because you can't even spell sausage without USA.
The playoffs make every day feel like a win, but with DraftKings, every day is a win. Courtesy of DraftKings Free-to-Play Pools Playoff Edition. Simply make your picks on the featured game of the day. Answer questions like who will cover the spread, which team will score first, and which players will have the most points. If you get enough right, take home your share of $250,000. So download the DraftKings app now. Use the promo code to play free for a share of $250,000 in prizes. And make it rain.
In this house, we believe anyone can play and anyone can win. Where others have dropped the ball, the American Cornhole League has stepped up to the plate. Carefully crafted and trusted by players everywhere, we've set the standard for cornhole equipment worldwide. Branded with ACL Pro, ACL Competitive, and ACL Recreation stamps, look for our seal of approval to know you're making the right choice. Play like a pro with officially licensed American Cornhole League boards and bags from approved manufacturers. Visit our website to find your new game day gear.
AllCornhole.com has the largest online selection of cornhole bags for players of all levels. Through years of research and development, AllCornhole.com is the perfect bags for even pro-level players. With over 4 unique series to choose from, including Game Changers, All Slides, Slide Rights, and Steadies, you'll be sure to find the right bags to dominate the competition. Whether you're looking for bags for family gatherings, competitive league night, or the pro circuit, go to allcornhole.com to get the perfect boards and bags for you.
Try Bush's Sweet Heat baked beans with that pop of jalapeno heat. And boom! Your regular old Thursday night is a jalapeno night. Bush's makes any night beautiful.
And spicy.
Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, home of the 2021 ACL Final Chase. Devin Harbaugh, Ryan Windsor, and Isidro Herrera are 3 out of our 4 singles semifinalists. We need 1 more to round out our Pro Singles Final 4, which will air tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. We got a matchup here. It's going to be between Mike Harvey, out of the winner's bracket, undefeated, taking on none other than the #1 player in the world, Double D, Damon Dennis. And Bernie, we were just talking about it in the break. Could anybody have predicted just how good Damon Dennis has been this year?
Yeah, you were talking about it in the break. I mean, you talking about Mike Harvey?
Damon Dennis.
Yeah. You were talking about in the break with the depth of talent to have a player be so dominant. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
If he were to lose this game, his finishes at Nationals would be in singles: 5th, 2nd, and 1st. That's if he loses this right here.
Yeah.
Now, he could go on to win the whole thing, and his Nationals could be 1st, 2nd, 5th. I mean, that's just stupid.
And I don't think people realize, I mean, I hope they realize how good the talent is here, and he's still able to perform that way with a limited arsenal of shots, if you will.
Oh, and now we're all kind of bunched up here. This is going to make it interesting. They hold up, but I don't think they're going to hold up for long, to be honest with you.
Yeah. But speaking of Damon Dennis's opponent, it's been really nice to watch Mike Harvey's maturation as a player this season.
And you know what? Like we said, this is a rematch. This is a rematch of what we saw in Asheville at the Pro Shootout #3. Damon Dennis trying to get around and get in for a couple points and count it. Damon Dennis out to a 2-0 lead. Damon Dennis got that win at the Asheville Pro Shootout, taking down Mike Harvey, just a little too strong.
Yeah, Damon Dennis always playing with such speed.
It's unbelievable the speed in which Damon Dennis plays.
I've always thought he knows exactly when to make it even slower against players. He's going to be methodical anyway, but I think he knows when to really slow it down, and I think it gets in people's heads.
That was a sticky side shot there by Damon Dennis, forcing an airmail by Harvey. And you just wonder, I don't know if that's on the, I don't think that's on the slick side. I think it's on the tacky side, so I don't foresee it coming back. Interesting shot selection there by Damon Dennis.
Yeah.
He goes to take it all. Harvey going right up the center with that slick side.
That was so close to being short.
And now Harvey can go airmail here for 2 points. Maybe gets a drag for 4, but more than likely it won't. But still can go in on the airmail for 2 points here.
He's got a chance to almost get a bizarre and one if he goes in, hits his bag, pushes Damon's off. Did not do that.
But he hits the airmail here, going to get 2 points, and now we're locked in at 2. Yeah, you're right. That could have some weird combination of an and one, kind of the give an extra little nudge or something like that. Harvey getting first bag here again. Harvey is the one that is undefeated. Went all the way through the winner's bracket, won the winner's bracket. This is not a rematch. So this is the first time these players have played each other. Damon Dennis suffering a loss in the winner's bracket relatively early to Duncan Klemmer.
Big win for Duncan Klemmer.
That's a huge win for Duncan Klemmer. But the problem is anytime you beat Damon Dennis and you give him the opportunity to just go on a roll, takes down Vince Passione 22-4. Then he beats Glenn Gundle 22-20 actually.
Wow.
So barn burner there. Corey Morrison 23-18. Alan Rockwell 22-17. James Baldwin we just saw 22-10. So I mean, let him get on the roll.
He had a stretch in there though, and he still proves once again he's the hardest player to get that last point against.
Right.
He's never going to give it to you.
You better believe Glenn Gundle there at 22-20 is just rolling over right now, angry, just seeing how close and how far Damon Dennis has gone. Mike Harvey with first bag here. Man, look how slick both players throwing as slick a bags as you can find. Dead spot there. Now, this is going to be a difficult shot for Harvey because he has to throw the bag higher up the board. Okay, and all right, so I actually don't mind that decision to go with the airmail because he throws such slick bags. To throw it further up the board would make him more apt to throw it over the hole. So just electing to go straight airmail, I think, is the right call, and that's 2 straight by Mike Harvey. And now something that Damon Dennis does not like to do, a push shot coming up here.
It's a long push.
It is a long push, and now will Harvey block up and be conservative? I think that's what he wants to do, and he perfectly splits them. That's exactly what you wanted because it now forces Damon Dennis into a tough shot to try to collect on the left side because now he's apt to push that green bag in and then go off the board. If that happens, it'd be a 5-point round. Big shot here for Damon Dennis, and it's not even going to be that. It is going to be a huge 6 points right here by Mike Harvey. Here's the first one. He knew it as soon as he threw it. Look at this. He knew that. He wanted that. I love that from Mike Harvey. How many people have scored 6 points on Damon Dennis this year? I bet it's not many.
Probably on one hand.
Damon Dennis just does not do that. And it wasn't even that Damon Dennis had huge misses in that round. It's just that Mike Harvey was perfect when he needed to capitalize. Bag on the backside. A super aggressive player would certainly go for an and one in this situation, but I don't foresee Harvey being that type of player. In for the 4-bagger. And Damon Dennis gives up another 2 to Mike Harvey, but Mike Harvey stroking right now, Bernie.
I will say that I spoke with Mike Harvey about, when he had a chance to beat Damon in Asheville, and he's been wanting this matchup ever since. He's really wanted to prove himself again.
How many times, Bernie, do we see a rookie or a young pro make a broadcast for the first time against a renowned player and just not be able to put it all together?
Yeah, it's tough.
But the one thing that you win from that is experience.
Yep.
You gain the experience. You know what it feels like to play on that stage. So it's the next time. How many times have I said? It's not the first time. It's always the next time. That's why I say someone like a Caleb Batson, right? He was so close in Austin at the pro shootout. But I promise you the next time we see Caleb Batson, he's going to be even better.
Oh, absolutely. And by the way, Damon Dennis has a chance here to pick up 5.
Ooh, this is aggressive by Harvey to go push it all. He does a really great job to even come that close. But like you said, this is an opportunity for Damon Dennis to go in for 5 to make it 10-7 and count it.
He's just good, by the way.
He's you think he was that distracted by the fact that he just gave up a 6? No.
No.
He's just going to reset.
Yeah. I'll be all right. I'm Damon Dennis.
First bag back to Damon Dennis. another bag off the back. This is a chance for double D. Damon Dennis to even up the game, and you just see a little bit of extra time taken right there. Like you said, it's like he knows when to do it.
He does. He absolutely does. And I think it works, especially, with a player, that wants to get it and go, and he just slows you down. And Mike Harvey's one of those players. He wants to get it and go.
In just to concede a 3, and it's actually going to be a 5-point round, and now Damon Dennis has the lead.
Yeah, I gave up that 6, but I'm going to go 5-5 after that and get 10 points right back. Yeah.
Man.
You just can't afford to make mistakes against Damon Dennis, period.
You can throw 10s and concede 2 points here and there. That's Damon Dennis is going to throw 4-baggers, right?
Yeah.
It's just the 5 points, the 6 points. That's where it hurts. Now an opportunity here for Mike Harvey.
I think one of the things that Damon does that's very sneaky that he does is he's always talking to the opponent, but he's always saying super nice things.
Right.
And if you've ever played any competitive sport, there's just certain times you don't want to hear something nice.
Right.
You're not playing well. I don't want to hear, oh, great. I just don't want to hear that.
Right.
And I think he knows that.
Whether or not he did, either way, it works towards his advantage. Whether or not he's doing it on purpose or not, it's working towards his advantage.
I think he's a genuinely nice human being, and he's trying to be nice. But I think it plays on people.
This is a big shot here for Damon Dennis. He lays up in front, and now an equally as important shot by Mike Harvey, who decides to, he wanted to lay up behind, and I like it because he just nudged it a little bit more.
Yep.
Mike Harvey showing +2 here on the round. I expect Damon Dennis to stay far away from this pile. No, Damon Dennis is going up. And he knocks in Harvey. Interesting decision there. Harvey +2. And he is going to take his 3 points.
Take the 3.
Learning from the Bernie Neighbors School of Conservatism here is Mike Harvey.
By the way, we have 5 students.
Mike Harvey now a 13-12 lead. A lead change here. 8 points away.
I like Mike showing some backbone here. Giving up 5, all of a sudden you've given up 10 points in a run to Damon Dennis, and he's not backing away. He's coming right back at him.
Now
well, of course, then he throws that one.
Back. Will that game changer come back? Everybody at home needs to be watching that game changer on the back of the hole, although I don't think that bag helped. Yeah, he just said to Mike Harvey, "You're not doing me any favors."
Is that going to slide back?
And it falls. That just like the shot he hit in Asheville, just like the shot. Damon Dennis, a little bit of a smug look there. He knows that. He's like, usually it's my bags that are supposed to do that, not yours. 13-12.
This is an interesting matchup. We've had some big numbers. We've had some sketchy play. We've had some great play. But here we are. It's 13-12. It's hard to get a feel for this match.
Ooh, and that's an opportunity there. Watch that bag and see if it falls off the back of the board.
And there it goes. It's not.
And Harvey, I think, was a little too intentional about trying to throw it higher. It just threw off his slide game a little bit. But either way, Harvey's still showing the higher upside on the round at the moment. With that bag in, he's now +1 on the round. Harvey in. He's guaranteed at least one. Unless Damon Dennis threw an and one, but I promise you he's not going to throw an and one in this situation. He just goes with the slide.
Is that still going? Is it still moving?
No, it is stopped. Wow. Interesting. It did look like it was going to come back, but it's going to be 3 points for Mark Harvey. And all of a sudden, 16-12, Mike Harvey 5 points away.
This is a giant opportunity for Mike Harvey.
And like I said, I know that feels like a missed opportunity, but it's okay to throw some tens.
Yeah.
Tens are fine. You just can't throw an 8 here.
Yeah.
You can't throw a 7.
Right.
Damon Dennis is going to score on you. I mean, that's just the story.
He's going to score some points. Yeah.
And if you're Mike Harvey, that's all right.
Yeah.
You can live with that.
You're not happy, but it's it's not the worst thing in the world.
Damon Dennis doing Damon Dennis things.
Double D on the board. He gets first bag back.
16-14. Damon Dennis trying to force a sudden death game 2.
I don't know why, but I feel like this round is super important.
First bag is super important here, right? You put it in, maybe you put a little pressure on Harvey.
Absolutely.
You put it off to the side, all of a sudden you feel like Mike Harvey feels like $1 million. Now he feels like $1 million.
Yep.
The key here, if you're going to beat Damon Dennis, you score on this round. I don't care what happens.
Yep.
You
Damon,
score.
Damon kind of helped you bullying his own bag there. That was
close.
So close.
That was close.
Mike
And
Harvey.
Will Mike Harvey go after it will be the question.
As a lefty, I think it's much harder.
He is going to try it, though. Huge shot for Mike Harvey. And he just misses it, but for wash. I mean, the good news is if you're going to miss like that, you just missed in the hole for the wash.
Right.
You didn't miss right and go off the board. So, many times if you're going to see someone in that situation try that shot and you miss, it's because you threw it off the right side of the board.
Absolutely. A lot of deep breaths out there in this matchup. Each player trying to compose themselves.
That bag,
probably
maybe a little bit of a question mark bag, but I think that'll come back.
Yeah, here it comes.
And there it goes. Talked about the level of slickness of the bags Mike Harvey is throwing.
I would think it would be so hard to control the bags that are this slick.
Unbelievable control. And again, that bag's as good as in as well.
Yeah. Oh, I think that bag sliding on Mike Harvey, I think it messed with him.
Yeah, it did. It did. I mean, that happens so often. It just you're staring at the hole. You're staring at a certain point, and
this
it
thing's
just
moving. Yeah. He would have been better off taking a step back and letting that bag fall.
And that's going to be another 5-point round. Damon Dennis up to 19 now, 2 points away from a all-deciding game 2.
It's just Damon Dennis, right? I mean, a second ago you felt like Mike Harvey had taken command when he got to 16, and now he can feel it coming in on him.
19-16. Double D.
And the first bag is as good as in. No more mistakes allowed in this game 1, or we go to a game 2 for Mike Harvey.
I mean, we can't ruin the flow so far today. 2 matches from each game.
Oh, and that bag's short. How does Harvey want to handle this? He goes through it, and now this is going to be I think this is a good opportunity for Mike Harvey to score some points. Damon Dennis going to take a timeout here. Interesting timeout selection.
Is it necessary?
That's what I was going to say. I don't know. I don't know what he wants to. I mean,
it's fairly obvious where that bag is, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not shooting it.
Right. I mean, like,
honestly, the reason I think it's such a good shot by Harvey is because it forces a follow-through shot on a V block, on a pointed bag, pointing downward. Oh, he's showing sticky side, though. Oh, he's going to lay up.
Oh, this is a big chance.
Now, can Harvey get around it for 2? He does. Huge shot from Mike Harvey to make it 19-18. Damon Dennis giving him a little bit of love there. And he goes all the way through it. Damon Dennis choosing not to try to go through it.
That was
Wanted
curious.
Mike Harvey to do it himself. It was curious.
We're in crush time.
19-18. Doesn't get any closer. First bag in. Mike Harvey needs a bag off the board by Damon Dennis. But to hope for that is not great. And now a 4-bagger wins game 1 by Damon Dennis. Man, and now, I mean, Harvey's going to have to go after that bag on his last throw here. Damon Dennis going in. Got to be an airmail to drag and hope for a miss, and that is going to do it for game 1. We go immediately into a winner-take-all game 2.
Well, no reason to break the streak, Trey.
This is the final
No, I mean, no reason. I mean, let's just see if we can push this on to 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
9 o'clock broadcast.
The truck is loving this right now.
Pick out your favorites.
Let's go.
The truck will love to see this one right here.
Yep.
They're going to reflip here, see who gets first bag.
Of
course, Madden has to be the official coin flipper here. Look at Madden. He's got to be on camera. Look at him.
That is unbelievable.
Look at him.
I mean, I'm not keeping score anymore, but look at him. He's still fine. Look at him. He's not leaving the court.
No, he's not. You know what's driving him crazy is that Chris Tornatola, ACL Pro, is doing the scoring. He's trying. Look at him. He's trying to get Chris Tornatola out of that spot. A little comedic relief as we get in here to game 2. First bag in by Harvey, matched by Dennis. This is winner take all. Winner is into the 4-player playoff.
Once again, they've turned the AC up. It's about 33 degrees where I'm sitting right now.
Just for you, Bernie.
Just
in for a double 4-bagger to start the game, and it's off. Mike Harvey.
Wow.
Mike Harvey was like, where was that at the end of last game when I needed it?
Yeah, right.
It's up 3.
That's always been so interesting about Damon, because he'll have a round like that every now and then. But when it gets to the end and you're trying to put him away, it just becomes impossible sometimes.
He is just so dialed in. Now this becomes interesting. How aggressive does Harvey? He's going up on the airmail, and he pushes it right. Damon Dennis going up, and he hits his airmail. Now sitting +1 on the round. Harvey going for his airmail and misses again.
My goodness.
And now Damon Dennis can go in with an airmail for 4 points. If he somehow drags it, he's going to get 6. Huge shot from Dennis. And he hits the airmail. No drag, but going to be a 4-point round. And we get a lead change early in this one.
You could tell he wanted that drag. He wanted that other bag.
Take a shot here again. Oh, and it just
watch as you can tell he wants. He's like,
barely didn't
oh,
go.
come
He's like, I
on.
wanted it.
Double D just hit back-to-back air belts, too.
I'm still baffled at how. Damon Dennis is getting a phone call.
I don't think I have ever seen that before.
Hey, if it's important, they'll call back.
Double D's wife keeps on calling.
You know what's funny? I had to double check this, but there is only one person this entire season that has eliminated Damon Dennis from singles tournaments, and that's Trey Birchfield. Nobody else has done it. When he came in 5th, Trey Birchfield, Trey Birchfield beat him in his bracket final.
Huh.
And then when Damon Dennis came in 2nd place at the bag brawl, he lost to Trey Birchfield.
You are a wizard with statistics.
No, I had to look it up. I had to cheat that time. I normally don't. I can normally recall that, but I had to triple check myself. Mike Harvey did try and one there. It did not work, but it's still going to be points. And we got a lead change.
Back to 5-4 Harvey.
Harvey brings it back. Give him 2.
Both players kind of giving the other player plenty of opportunities. Oh. What's that called again, Trey? When you follow the other person's bag, we still can't fit some sort of fixation.
Harvey in for a 10-point round. He is. Damon trying to just go in for the wash. And he does. 10-point wash.
Stays at 5-4.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that the only antidote, true antidote for Damon Dennis this year has been Trey Birchfield.
And it's interesting that you say that because I'm pretty sure you were there with me in the commission. We were talking to Trey Birchfield, and we asked him who his least favorite player to play against was.
Said Damon Dennis.
He said Damon Dennis. So that's interesting that he's been the one to knock him out.
Ooh, open door opportunity. There you go. You hear Mike Harvey trying to talk to himself. Slow down. Take your time.
Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, I think it's the Damon Dennis effect. He's playing so slow that you're trying to speed the game up subconsciously sometimes.
Go in the hole for 1. On the board. Give up 1. And it's going to be in.
Double D gets 1. Just one.
5-5.
We're all tied up in 5. I got eyes on it.
All right, Damon Dennis got to tie the shoe real quick. Make sure the laces are all tight. First bag by Damon Dennis. These two just trying to outstall each other at this point. And there is an opportunity for Damon Dennis. in to guarantee at least 3, and it does get a little bit of love. Harvey got to go in just to limit it to 3, and that's what it's going to be.
8-5, Dennis.
3 points for Damon Dennis.
I don't mean this in a negative way, but it's as if this is a great match, but it's almost like putting me to sleep almost.
Right.
It's kind of the way Damon plays. It just kind of lulls you.
He just outlasts you. And that is a block. That was intentional. That was on purpose.
Yep.
Now, how will Damon Dennis handle it? He's going up, and he misses it. So this is an opportunity for Mike Harvey for points, or point. Now, will Damon Dennis lay behind? Will he go over? Those are really the only 2 options I can think of that he would do. He's going up, and he misses again. This is an opportunity for 4 points here for Mike Harvey. You got to take advantage, and so far he does. There are not many rounds when you're going to see Damon Dennis throw 2 bags off the board. Obviously, you'd love to get 6, but 4 he will take in for 4, and Mike Harvey takes the lead.
Mike Harvey, 4.
Huge round for
The reason Mike Harvey has been in both games is because when Damon Dennis has made mistakes, Mike Harvey has taken advantage.
Absolutely.
That is the difference why so many players do not beat Damon Dennis, is because they don't do that. They would have gotten 2 there.
Yeah, agreed.
And if you get 2 there, a 2 when Damon Dennis throws 2 bags off the board is a loss.
Yeah, because he knows he got away with it.
Right. 4 points. Obviously, you'd love to have 6, but you're going to take 4.
Absolutely. But coming right back with this round, all of a sudden Damon staring at 2 points to take the lead right back.
But again, I don't think it's the end of the world.
No.
If you throw a 10 here, and Damon Dennis throws a 4-bagger, you're still working in the right direction. And actually, this may work out in your favor. Block up behind. Exactly. Okay, that works too.
Yep.
I think in front would have been better because it prevents any type of collect. But here's Damon Dennis. Can he collect this bag to get a 4-bagger and 2 points? He can.
How good was that?
See the drop in the head by Mike Harvey. He was like, oh, I thought I was going to get another opportunity to score.
I know.
But this is so good by Damon Dennis. Throw it right at it, hard enough, slick side, get them both to bunch on the left side, and then use that slickness to get them both to fall. 10-9, Damon Dennis with the lead.
Well, opportunity here, possibly. Gave it right back.
It's really the first time we haven't seen Mike Harvey take advantage of a miss.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Trey. Right there, Damon kind of bullying his own bag. You see a lot of players go after that bag, and he just kind of gave it up early.
No, yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a cut shot. He's not going to grab that bag, so he's really just using it as a bumper at that point. You got to know what you have in your arsenal.
That's I don't think anyone knows more about their game than Damon Dennis knows about it. You know?
We're going to watch that out.
10-point wash here, 10-9 still. Again, winner advancing to the singles playoff. 3 players already qualified, looking for the 4th. Play through that singles playoff tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Devin Harbaugh, Ryan Windsor, Zedra Herrera all into the singles playoff now, looking to see who is going to join them.
This is it's so interesting to me. Every time he plays, it just, like, I'm not talking much because it's almost I'm being lulled to sleep by the pace of the game.
Because this is what he does. This is how he wins championships.
Absolutely.
In for two if you're Mike Harvey, and he takes advantage.
Back and
Another
forth we
lead
go.
change.
This is give Mike credit because he wants to play fast. Damon's not going to let him, but he's hanging in there. He's doing what he's got to do.
And I think he's realizing that he's not going to be able to play fast, so he is playing slow. I mean, he's like, all right, look, I got to reset every time anyway.
Yeah.
And if I told you, hey, Mike, you're going to be in a game 2 in a double dip situation, it's going to be 11-10 against Damon Dennis to make a broadcast. You want it? He'd say, I'd take it a million times out of a million.
Absolutely.
Sticky side tells me block. He does kind of cut a little bit, actually.
Looked like it, didn't it? You know, to your point, your dad, Eric Ryder, told me that he played against Damon today and that Damon had added a little bit of a cut shot, that he was surprised to see it.
And that bag on the backside is going to fall. It is on the slick side. It's not going to hang up. So I don't think you need to go after it intentionally. You're just worried about the bag on the far left.
It's killing you not having the telestrator, isn't it?
A little bit. Watch, it's moving.
Yep.
Look at it.
There it comes. Is it still going?
It is. Watch it, see if this gets in his... I was going to say, did that get in the sight of vision? You know, that's what happened to Harvey in the last game. He had a bag fall just kind of as he was throwing.
In for another lead change.
Again.
Just...
And back and forth we go. Still, I bet if I said, hey, Mike Harvey, you're going to be down 12-11.
He's taking it.
He's going to take it a million times out of a million.
When a bag is left outside like that, you can almost see Damon Dennis's eyes light up.
Right. He's like, yes. That's a bumper. That's a free point. That's free points.
Yep.
Damon Dennis in. And he's in for at least 2. And 2 is what it's going to be. 2 more for Damon Dennis, 14-11.
And now we're at that moment that this round is super important for Mike Harvey. You don't want to get further behind.
This just feels like a time when Damon Dennis kind of says, all right.
I'm Damon Dennis.
We've had some fun.
Yeah, this has been great, Mike. Thanks. Oh, well, look at you. Is it jinx by osmosis?
Yeah.
Am I coming through the...
You stay away from me.
Look at... I mean... Well, no. There's been 3 of those in this game alone for Mike, and you wonder...
Damon did not like that block by Mike Harvey because he knows now he's forced to airmail. Every other pro wants this opportunity. Damon Dennis is like, I'd rather just slide the bag in.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, he is. Looks like he's going for a sticky side. Oh, no,
okay,
sticky side airmail. Interesting. This is opportunity for Mike Harvey here. Big push. And gets them both. Huge shot there when it looked like Mike Harvey was kind of falling to the wayside there, but 2 more makes it 14-13.
That is such an important shot for Mike Harvey. And you can tell by the way he reacted, he loved every second of that one.
Yes, he did. Again, one of those times you miss a shot, but still get an opportunity to score against Damon Dennis. Now, Damon Dennis needs to take an opportunity here to bully this bag out of the way. Doesn't have to be much, but you're going to leave it in a collectible position if you don't push it now. Oh, you don't touch it much, and see now you see that step out by Mike Harvey to go get it, and I thought that bag would grab a little bit more. Maybe it is out of play.
He's got 2 more. Let's see. Well, not much. Being a lefty helps with this angle.
I just don't think he's going to get it.
No.
Damon Dennis going to try to finish in the hole here for what looks like to be a 2-point round and put him on 16.
They have been 2-pointing each other to death in this game.
Mike Harvey, oh, he wanted to sneak around there, put some pressure on Dennis, but now Dennis can go in, push his bag in, follow in for 4 points to sit on 18. Dennis delivers.
How good was that?
Huge shot there from Damon Dennis here late in this matchup in game 2. 18-13, needed it and got it.
He's so good. And he knows how to take advantage of those moments. I mean, that's really what separates him.
18-13, Damon Dennis 3 points away from a 3rd playoff appearance this season. And not that I needed to tell anybody, but this secures, regardless of outcome, Damon Dennis's #1 world ranking going into the ACL World Championships.
You know, it's funny. He's boring to watch in the best way.
Brilliant line, Bernie. Brilliant. First opportunity in a while that we're going to see Mike Harvey chance for points.
Damon.
He goes up.
Isn't that weird? Is that weird?
That is not what I anticipated from a Damon Dennis round.
He's had a couple of those that you're curious. You were like, that's not a normal Damon Dennis shot.
Damon Dennis this time going for a slide. That's more of what I anticipated. But right now, Mike Harvey can just lay up for 3.
Yep.
And he's going to take that.
Absolutely.
I was almost ready to kind of start rapping it, you know, all right, Damon Dennis, clinical
everyone
performance.
loves Damon Dennis.
And then all of a sudden, now it's 18-16, like, all right, hold the phone.
18-16.
Chris Tornatello getting some love from the fans out there.
18-16, first bag by Mike Harvey, and it's, I'll say
enough.
I think that's going to be a regular slide shot is going to bring that bag, so I'm not too worried about that. I am a little bit interested in the fact that Damon Dennis steps so far out to go around that.
Is it true that everyone feels pressure?
Everyone feels pressure, Bernie. That's your favorite. Now, how much can Damon Dennis bully this bag? A good bit.
How good was that?
How is this going to play out? I think if you're Damon Dennis, I know he wants to block here. I would not. I would go with it.
Just take it. Just go ahead and get in.
And that's what he does go for. I don't think Harvey wants to go after this with an airmail, so he's just going to go in the slide. And again, you're going to wipe the sweat off the brow if you're Mike Harvey and say, I got away with that.
Yep.
I'll take a wash at this point. Ooh. That one felt a little left, Bernie.
I'm telling
that
you,
one felt a little left.
Every human being at some point feels pressure. Even Damon Dennis, and he's had a few bags that are a little iffy, even though he's winning 18-16. And they're talking about this game might go into the AM. So
yes. Man. Who will be the first to blink?
You know, if you're Mike Harvey, these are the moments you've been playing for. This is why you play the game. These are the moments you've been hoping for the last couple of years while you've gotten better and better with the sport.
Ooh, does Damon Dennis try to get around this or over it?
Do it.
Damon Dennis lining up, taking a step out. Makes me think he's going to try to slide around it and not over it. You just don't miss too far left or you'll go off the back. Oh, and he just leaves it a little bit short, and then I'll take that wash there.
See, that was very conservative.
It was very conservative.
That's okay.
A well thought out point.
Next time, David, you can airmail that one, all right? Next time you'll airmail.
Got a wild PA announcer here. Just
the man's a menace.
Yep. First bag by Harvey is in. Again, Harvey just feels like he's in the position. Damon, I just need one bag off the back.
Can you just give me
just
one?
one bag off the back of the board.
Damon can soak up a moment, can he?
Now, will he go for an and one to win?
Ooh.
What do you think about that one, Bernie?
I like it. I don't think it's going to be this particular bag. Golly, man.
How do you do it? Do you go for it, Bernie?
You know me. I would not.
You would not? Oh man, I want to see a Damon Dennis. No, I don't want. I don't know.
Now, but I'm obviously nowhere near as good either. Yeah.
He's in, and now essentially this bag feels like it's got to be in. Oh, he's thinking about it, Bernie. Bernie.
Here it is. He's thinking.
He's thinking about it, Bernie.
He's looking for an and one opportunity. Soak the moment up, Damon Dennis.
Damon Dennis made the and one shot famous 2 years ago at this exact same event.
Yep.
The 2019 Pro Invitational is where Damon Dennis made the and one famous. And now he's got an opportunity to hit another one to book a ticket to the playoff. And Mike Harvey can't do anything but smirk.
Yeah. That is a painful position to be in.
Will he try to knock off this bag and go in for a ticket to a semifinal playoff? He will not. He's going to build me up like that, Bernie, and then not do it.
Wah, 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 wah. Man, that was kind of a letdown.
I set that up so well, but I'm like mad at Damon Dennis right now. I set that up so well.
Wow. You were trying so hard for that.
Bernie, I was setting it up so. But you know what? This is why it's Damon Dennis.
Yeah. Ho-hum.
But that is an interesting bag location.
And is Damon out of timeouts? Or does he have another one?
He's got one. I've used two in the first game.
Yeah, you used him in the first game. Ooh, okay, now it becomes really interesting.
Wow.
Because now with those two bags there, Damon Dennis can't afford a 5-point round.
Wow.
And how fitting with this that he played conservative, and will that come back?
What a moment for Mike Harvey.
Damon Dennis cleans it all up.
He wanted to throw a block
He
there.
did want to throw a block here, but again, Damon Dennis cannot afford a bag left or right. Harvey in for a 4-bagger to guarantee 3, and now this bag must be in, or Mike Harvey advances to a playoff. To stay in it. And it is in. Mike Harvey, 3 points, now sits at 19.
By the way, for those at home that can't really see what's going on in the crowd dynamic, Damon being Damon, like his partner, Philip Hayden's like the only guy going, great shot. Yeah. He's got one fan.
Mike Harvey, first bag in a game where every bag matters now. No bags off the board for Mike Harvey, and no bags left or right for Damon Dennis. That one made you pucker up a little bit
That was a
there.
little ticklish. Oh. Oh, my goodness.
And now, Willie, think about it. He's got 2 bags left.
Mike Harvey can't believe that bag didn't go in the hole. He thought he threw a great shot.
He didn't throw it the first time, Bernie. But I think this next one he's going to go with the slide. It's going to be the last shot.
Yep.
Again, does the guy who made the and one famous in 2019 go for one here? He probably doesn't now. He goes for an airmail drag here. Maybe a step around slide. If he can take his green bag and the one in his hand, he books a ticket to the singles playoff. Damon Dennis for the win. It's up.
Going up.
And he knocks it in. He's going to get a single point.
What in the world is happening?
Oh, my word.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is happening out here? This is craziness.
It is unbelievable. Damon Dennis.
Wow.
Going to get a single point, and now neither player can afford a miss. On the board or off the board. Cannot afford it. And that bag is going to be short.
Wow.
Mike Harvey, unbelievable get around. Will Damon Dennis go through or over? I assume through here to bring them both in. And an unbelievable cleanup.
This match got you fired up, Trey?
It lulled us to sleep in the middle, but it ain't lulling anybody to sleep here at the end. Damon Dennis stepping out to get around, trying to put pressure on Harvey for a collect. He does it. Harvey has to go after it. He gets it.
Oh, my goodness, what a shot.
Harvey flexing. He knows how big of a shot that was at this point in the game. Both players, 1 bag left in the round. And now, a bag in the hole for Mike Harvey for a ticket to his first ever singles playoff. And sign him up. Mike Harvey gets defeated in game 1 by Damon Dennis. But the resiliency to take game 2.
Wow.
Mike Harvey, Devin Harbaugh, Ryan Windsor, and Isidro Herrera are your final 4 at the Final Chase Pro Singles, Bernie.
What a moment for Mike Harvey. Just what a moment.
Special player, special performance, and some special dance moves to go along with it.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is how we end our coverage here from Valley Forge, 9 p.m. Eastern, ESPN2. We'll see you there.
Try Bush's sweet heat baked beans with that pop of jalapeno heat. And boom, your regular old Thursday night is a jalapeno night. Bush's makes any night beautiful.
And spicy.
At Johnsonville, we've often wondered, how can burgers and dogs be our national tradition when you can't even spell sausage without USA? Exercise your right to mix it up and throw on some Johnsonville sausage, because freedom is delicious. Your backyard deserves the best. For a limited time, buy Johnsonville sausage or Bush's baked beans for a chance to win a Pit Boss grill, professional cornhole boards, and sausage and beans for a year. Learn more at bestofthebackyard.com.
AllCornhole.com has the largest online selection of cornhole bags for players of all levels. Through years of research and development, AllCornhole.com is the perfect bags for even pro-level players. With over 4 unique series to choose from, including Game Changers, All Slides, Slide Rights, and Steadies, you'll be sure to find the right bags to dominate the competition. Whether you're looking for bags for family gatherings, competitive league night, or the pro circuit, go to allcornhole.com to get the perfect boards and bags for you.
In this house, we believe anyone can play and anyone can win. Where others have dropped the ball, the American Cornhole League has stepped up to the plate. Carefully crafted and trusted by players everywhere, we've set the standard for cornhole equipment worldwide. Branded with ACL Pro, ACL Competitive, and ACL Recreation stamps, look for our seal of approval to know you're making the right choice. Play like a pro with officially licensed American Cornhole League boards and bags from approved manufacturers. Visit our website to find your new game day gear.
The playoffs make every day feel like a win, but with DraftKings, every day is a win. Courtesy of DraftKings free-to-play pools playoff edition. Simply make your picks on the featured game of the day. Answer questions like who will cover the spread, which team will score first, and which players will have the most points. If you get enough right, take home your share of $250,000. So download the DraftKings app now. Use the promo code to play free for a share of $250,000 in prizes. And make it rain.
Dustin Poirier wanted a better life, built it. Wanted respect, earned it. Wanted a title, won it. Decided to change the world, doing it. You know how my man keeps accomplishing everything he sets out to do? He believes that he can. Guaranteed Rate believes in your dreams. That's why we treat everyone like we treat our own family and work extra hard to get you the lowest low rate possible. Because if you believe, you will.
Those beautiful Bush's baked beans. The delicious center of picnic table gravity that keeps the whole great barbecue universe spinning. Bush's makes the cookout
beautiful.